Like I say, Eddie Murphy wasn't exactly really a smart guy. He was really jealous, though. Like I said, he was a good-looking guy, a really good-looking guy, and everybody would say that. Yeah, he was a really good-looking guy. He's a really cute kid, and he could make some girls laugh. He used to be he was nice, and he was a really cute kid, and later on he pretended to be a father figure while he was having sex with the young girls, or whatever. Anyway, I'm not exactly sure, basically, about him. You'd have to ask China about him. They know a lot about Eddie Murphy. He used to get his drugs from China. So did Richard Pryor or someone like that. Anyway, like somebody was his father, I don't know who, or someone else was a mentor. But basically, Eddie Murphy basically went wrong, really wrong. Where he's using, he actually, I basically had them do it, handing out drugs and a little bit of money, at one of the theaters. Anyway, he said that it was his money and his drugs or whatever. And everybody else was like, no, that's, Lucifer Star was doing that. Me. I was. Just basically spreading the love around, basically. I know it's controversial. I shouldn't have done it, okay? My bad. But it was my country, and, well, why not? Anyway, and it's possible Eddie Murphy got up and started blasting Lucifer Star, me, on stage. And I was the one who was actually paying for it, or something like that. I don't really know exactly. I just heard that he said some very unkind and unfavorable things about me, pretty much. Or about the people that put on the event, or something like that. Anyway, though, Robin Williams apparently was there, stuff like that. I'm not really sure. Anyway, like I said, Eddie Murphy and Robin Williams got into it pretty well, and Eddie Murphy probably killed Robin Williams' wife, basically. Like he was, I think he was having sex with her behind Robin Williams' back or something like that, giving her drugs or whatever. Eddie Murphy was doing this whole black is back thing. And basically having sex with Robin Williams' wife, and even made him leave her, made her leave him on purpose or something like that, using drugs or whatever as a hook. But of course, Robin Williams had a lot of talent. Robin Williams was always a talented person, and for some reason, people actually liked Robin Williams a lot, a hell of a lot. They loved him actually. He was funny, he was kind, he did a lot of nice things, and Robin Williams would actually get people motivated. The Robin family is a very old family, actually, and his father and other people like him. It is a big family. The Robinsons, the Robin family was a huge family. They had lots of hotels. They had lots of other stuff. They were a very influential, good family, wonderful people, really. And they had actually, I think they're from British descent or something like that, or British related. Anyway, so they had a lot of connections with drugs and stuff like that. So Robin Williams actually, his family actually had the drug connection. But anyway, Eddie Murphy snuggles up and is basically a psychotic little psychopath, that basically gives people cyanide and pretty much has sex with 80-year-olds and then kills them or something like that. He's really weird and he's psychotic. Anyway, eventually he takes his 22 and tries to go to China. But basically, to kill people over there, because apparently he gets cut off because he's a psychopath, and nobody wants him around. He talks shit about everyone, like he says he'll fuck with everyone, and he does. He pretends to be a father figure, but realistically, I was paying him to be a father figure to the black people. He was being paid, and basically he was getting heroin for it, and stuff like that. He had a huge heroin addiction, and I was just like, well, okay, you're going to be a good, useful person. You want heroin? All right. Sober up a little bit and start being a father. Anyway, so basically, and I gave him lots of teaching tools, and he kind of actually gets better. I think I also give a lot of help to Robin Williams. I liked Robin Williams a lot. Robin Williams was a really funny guy. He also had an addiction too. Anyway, though, but Robin Williams sobered up and cleaned up a lot faster than Eddie Murphy ever did. And Robin Williams was a great guy. Really good guy. And he was rich. His family was rich. He didn't have to do comedian stuff. I think it was actually Robin Williams' family actually owned the events, and Eddie Murphy would be there. And he would be like, oh yeah, yeah. And Robin would be like, yeah, sure, come on in. Yeah. Anyway though, and Robin Williams actually got in trouble and got arrested because the dead bodies that Eddie Murphy was leaving were actually at some of his houses, were at Robin Williams' house or his theaters, which actually were kind of like my theaters, but whatever. I paid to build a lot of the theaters. But anyway, though, it gets complicated, but still, the Robins were a good family. I liked them a lot. And I really cared about Robin Williams. Eddie Murphy, on the other hand, was just a good-looking guy that was basically actually black inside and very jealous. Like he would say, "I'm black on the inside and on the outside." It's like, yeah. He's a very bad person. He didn't give a fuck about anyone. Anyway, basically he's a good-looking guy, and he can actually pull it together to act, to pretend. And he can actually pretend long enough to... He'll be nice to you because people trust him, people believe him. He's a very good actor and a very good liar. And then he'll rip you apart and talk shit to your friends. Anyway, he actually is a really horrible person, like I say. And killed a lot of people, a lot of good people. Maybe even Robin Williams. Anyway, he treats Robin Williams like shit. Like serious shit. And a lot of people get mad about it. And like I say, Eddie Murphy gets cut off from the drugs. And they come to me and I'm like, hey, yeah, cut him off. I don't give a fuck. So when Lucifer Starr says cut him off, that means cut him off. So he gets cut off, and like I say, he gets really mad. I mean, he killed a bunch of people. He was giving people cyanide poisoning. And he was running around with all his friends. Because cyanide is basically legal, mostly. And later on, we make it illegal. And then he starts going around about how they're making drugs illegal, blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, cyanide powder is illegal in China and other places. Because you were running around, Eddie Murphy, with it, giving it to people. Be like, here, have a line. Anyway, so cyanide powder is very illegal now. And also you need special licenses to have it or possess it because of people like Eddie Murphy running around going, here, have a line. Oh, yeah, here, watch. Yeah. What are you talking about? No, I just pinched a straw. I saw you. Are you shitting me? Yeah. That's why everybody is like, you do the line first, and then, when someone's like, here, they say, you do it first, and then I'll try something after you do it, because of Eddie Murphy and his cyanide powder poisoning. So his friends all run around with cyanide poisoning, and they kill a bunch of people. A lot of people. And they always just say, oh, it's not mine. I don't know where he got it. They leave a little bag on the person. Like, he must have bought it from someone. Damn those bad drug dealers. So Eddie Murphy's doing this a lot. And that's where he got all his money. Anyway, he wants to be American president. So one day he wakes up and says, I want to be American president. So he comes after me. He can't give me cyanide powder, but the problem is I don't do drugs. I'm 9 years old. So he has a little bit of problem with that. Like I said, he was going to come and give me drugs, but I'm like 9 years old. I was like 9 years old at the time, or whatever. So he couldn't really do that. So he has to think of other ways to try and kill me. And that would probably be a long-range rifle. So anyway, China figures out what he's going to do because he's done it to other people. A lot of other people. And it's possible Eddie Murphy even killed Robin Williams' parents and Robin Williams' wife. Apparently because she was going to go back to Robin Williams because she loved him. Robin Williams was a great guy. And then Eddie Murphy wouldn't have his little toy or whatever. So he killed her. Anyway, Eddie Murphy turns out to be one of those world's worst people in the whole universe. Anyway, but everyone loved Robin Williams. And they would say that. Everyone loved Robin Williams. He was a great guy. It was his houses. They would have parties at his houses. Eddie Murphy was this little piece of shit that would just go to the houses, basically. And he'd end up fucking like a couple girls. And even try and steal women from other guys. Just because. Even if he'd already fucked those girls, he would go up to a guy and just to toy with him and be like, oh yeah, baby, oh yeah. And like start like freaking them from the behind. Just saying like, oh yeah, he's been there. He was a really, really horrible person. And he thought it was funny. Like, yeah, I'm the life of the party. And the truth was he raped some women too. They just didn't want to say it publicly. Some women, they didn't want to be with him, and they wouldn't want to be with him. Even for the drugs, because they could get drugs other places. So he would end up, he'd be like, no one turns me down, and he would like rape him and stuff, or he would get him high, or he'd get someone else to give him. I don't really know. Like I said, I don't really know. You'll have to ask China.